Hey everyone, this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. It's about music. Tentatively titled, The Day the Music Died. Now that of course is from a song lyric. I love music. All my life I've loved music. I literally own probably 1,000 CDs. Probably 1,000 records. I even had probably 100 cassette tapes from back when they used to make cassette tapes. And yet, I've only bought a handful of MP3s. Or AACs, whatever you download off iTunes. So what happened? I absolutely love music. My entire life, I've always had music playing. I've always explored new music, always been interested in discovering new music, new types of music. It has been a big deal to me. I'm not a musician. I am a music lover. Music to me not only evokes emotion and passion and touches the spirit and the soul, but I also feel that it captures a period of time. The association of music can capture a moment in time in a way nothing else can. So that years later when you hear that certain song, for an instant you remember how it feels to be back in that moment. I can say unequivocally that I love music. So why has my music collection stopped growing? What happened? Yeah, I was paid in the settlement. Some of you may remember this. In the late 90s, there was a court settlement, a class action lawsuit, that proved that they were gouging the consumer on the price of the CD. Having bought literally hundreds of CDs during that time, I filled out the form and sent it in. I was sent a check for I think about $12. Effectively, they ripped off consumers for millions. Now, I don't really consider myself to be ripped off because if I didn't think it was worth the money, I wouldn't have paid it to begin with. However, it was my first lesson about the greedy industry known as the music business. So what killed music for me? The answer is simple. Greed. Greed. When Metallica came along to speak out against Napster. Metallica, multi-millionaire rock stars who supposedly were anti-establishment, anti-the man, didn't want 12-year-old kids getting their music without paying royalties. You know, I think when a plumber comes and fixes your toilet, instead of just charging you for the service of fixing their toilet, they should ask you to pay them 25 cents every time you flush that toilet afterward. Because after all, if they had not unclogged your toilet, none of those flushes could have occurred. And so doesn't the plumber deserve a quarter every time you flush, even if it's years later? There's a certain point at which you've made your money off your music. Put it in the public domain. Give it to the people. Make it a gift to the fans. Go, look, I've got my mansions, my cars. Turn on MTV's Cribs sometimes and tell me that these musicians, these artists are starving and they're hurting. Now, I'm not condoning piracy. I believe everyone should be paid for their work. There's no question about it. But I saw so much greed in the record industry, in the music business, that it turned me off to it completely. I didn't want to give these guys even 1 cent. Mainstream music, forget it. You know what? I don't even want to pay 99 cents for a song anymore because it's going to someone so greedy they don't deserve it. Now, I buy CDs when I go see a local band play on a CD they've made. because I know the money is going to someone who's a hard-working musician, someone who is working hard to follow their dream and earn their living. I'm willing to pay for that. I'm not willing to fuel greed. And as a result, it really pushed me away from music altogether. Mainstream music, I should say. I still love to go out and see bands play. I still love local musicians. The musicians that play on the street corner with a hat in front of them get more admiration from me than a mainstream band who's got multi-millions. Any of the ones you see on Mtv Cribs showing off their half a dozen cars. No, this isn't sour grapes. I'm not a musician. I'm not trying to be that. The point is greed. So I'm kind of pulling out my old CDs, going through my old music collection, and rediscovering some of these things, and realizing how much richer my life is with music, and how I would like to be able to return to discovering new music outside of just local small bands that come through. Not that they're not fulfilling, not that they don't produce great music, because they do. But my life has been considerably enriched by my love of music. And it's something that's been missing for a while. And I blame greed. Even YouTube has been the victim of this, as Warner Music Group didn't want to re-sign their contract because they weren't getting enough money for each time their music was played on a video. Get over the greed, people. Get over the greed. Music is and should be free. What we pay for is performance. Musicians should make their money when they perform live, when you go to their concert. When it's recorded, let it be free. That's how people come to learn and love your music. And that's why people will pay to see you perform it live. Especially in this economy. Let the music be free. I know it'll never happen. But I just wanted to share my feelings about it. Because I truly am a music fan. But I loathe the music industry. And I'm not alone. Thanks for watching.